Welcome to the August 8th, 2013, Episode 7 of the Katherine Symthe Show, Season 1. The self-empowerment show that goes to the meat of the bones to discuss various topics that impact your life, my life, our life. That's right. I am your host, Katherine Symthe. The Katherine Symthe Show is produced by, scripted by, edited by, and hosted by the House of SVOI, owned by me. That's right, your host, Katherine Symthe. Today is very unique. Today's episode is called Changing Your DNA. It has been inspired by a medical journal and scientific discovery that was on CNN and over a lot of the medical journals on the internet today that talks about that our DNA can be changed by certain words and frequencies, and the science community actually admitting that there is a worldwide collective in humanity. I don't know about you, but I never thought I would see the day that the science community would admit that we as human beings, at the core of our DNA, are pure energy, and that there is a worldwide collective that we're all dialing into and have the potential to dial into. Now, what does that really mean? Are we mutants? No, we're not mutants, but we have this ability. It's built into our DNA. What does the future hold now that you're aware? And how do we live our life now knowing this? The spiritual community has known this for a long time. The science community just jumped forward in time and went, hey, guess what? They're right. I want you to think about what words you said today to your loved ones. How did they react? What was their behavior after you said your words? When you listened to music in your car coming home from work, what were you feeling during the song? And how were you feeling afterwards? Have you ever sat there on your porch and just sat there and all of a sudden an idea came to you? Or you're watching television and you're like, hey, I just thought of that a couple days and now it's out there. That's called the worldwide collective. Think about these questions, and we'll be right back right after these words. Hey, did you just say that there's a Reiki 1 level class being taught? Yes, I did. Positive Directions, the Wholeness Center, is going to be teaching a Reiki Level 1 class right here in good old San Antonio, Texas. That's right, it's being taught by Reiki Master and Teacher and Reverend Sonia Beatrice. Get certified as a Reiki practitioner, Level 1. Reiki is a universal life force energy. Discover the history, the principles of Reiki, and how to use it and get hands-on practice. When? Well, hold your horses. I'll tell you right now. The dates of the class are all Tuesdays, starting on August 13th, August 20th, and August 27th, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., at the Emily Morgan Hotel, located at 705 East Houston Street, right here in San Antonio, Texas. Now, the cost is $100, required $50 in order to do an RSVP. Now, you want to attend this class, RSVP at phone number 210-601-0369, or send an email to Sonia, SONIA, at positive-direction.com. You want to know more? Go to their website, www.positive-direction.com. Sounds exciting. I know I'm going to the class. How about you? You never know what kind of funny things will happen when you're recording a show. I was getting so excited about that Reiki class, I scared my poor friend Cheyenne right off the couch. She's like, whoo! I tell you, that Reiki class is going to be powerful. Welcome back to the Katherine Symthe Show. We are right now talking and discussing the very title of changing your DNA. The science community statement says that we are pure energy, that words and vibrations can change our very DNA, and that there is a worldwide collective consciousness. What the heck? Alright, so let's look at this statement that the science community has said, because it's very powerful indeed. So first I will review the findings, and then I will break down the findings, and finally, how does that change our life now? Now you might be asking, Kat, how does this relate to a self-empowerment show? Well, being self-empowered is about awareness. And wouldn't you like to know that the medical community has proven that the very words you speak literally changes lives through the vibration you send to another? Or that random bit of information that you got, you're not crazy. You picked it up from the worldwide collective consciousness that connects each one of us, humanity. Our body, according to the community of medical scientists that made this statement, is made up of DNA strands. Now we all know this. DNA strands and genes that literally controls how we behave, how we live, and how we breathe. Our DNA tells our heart how to beat, when to beat, tells us lungs to breathe in and out, so we have oxygen going in and carbon monoxide going out. Now, for a long time, the science community dismissed the 4 million genes switches in our DNA as junk DNA. There was all this 4 million strands, and they're like, well, our body's not really using it. This is 20 years ago, and so we're just going to junk it away and say it's junk DNA. It's something extra that our body made up. No use. Well, guess what? These switches were like light bulbs. So, lights on, you're happy. Lights off, you're sad. Now, all of a sudden, they're like, oops, we shouldn't have thrown that away, because those DNA strands that are important, there's 4 million DNA codes, are important. They affect how we behave, how we react, our emotions, how we behave. So the new research shows that this junk DNA now plays a critical role in how our cells and our organs and our mind behaves. Well, hello America, because we just discovered that. Now, this discovery was huge for how our health and our consciousness can be. You ever try to say that word implication? That is like a tongue twister. Try saying that 3 times backwards. The scientist, hey, now she just threw a remote control at me and I'm trying to record a TV show. See, she's still excited about that Reiki class. Woo! Alright, the scientists delved further and discovered that 80% of the junk DNA is active. That means that which they threw away 20 years ago, oh, it's just extra, is actually active in our body right now, doing things. And that extra 20% controls vibrational behavior, which means the very vibrations of things is affecting our bodies and DNA, and it's telling us how to move our fingers, and it's telling us how to react. So this suppressed, supposedly dormant junk DNA, which has 4 million genes in our body, is active and is controlled by vibration and frequency. Now we're going to go a little step further into the research that these scientists discovered, that how could this junk DNA be controlled and manipulated and affected? They're like, okay, what else can it do? Well, they discovered that hypnosis, types of music, vibrations, and affirmations changed the way the DNA moved in our body, and our physical body reacted to it. Our host, our body, reacted to it. So the science community is saying, our very language of that junk DNA is impacting our body and how our health reacts to it. So you can tell a cancer patient that has cancer get affirmation themselves right out of that disease, because it's about a vibration. Now, I'm not saying it's a cure to cancer, but it's definitely a testament that vibrations and frequencies and affirmations and talking to yourself does affect our very DNA. because this junk DNA has its own linguistic code, its own language of how it talks to our body, and it's based off of energy and vibration. You think about that, and we'll be right back after these words. Oh, darling, where are you going this Saturday, August 10th? Hey, I'm going to that fashion show. What fashion show? What are you doing this Saturday, August 10th in San Antonio, Texas? Come see the city of San Antonio come to life in an art fashion show. The theme is bringing art to life, featuring A Spice of San Antonio by welcome artist Veronica Ramirez Miller. To purchase tickets, go to PayPal, fabulosity.us. That's FABULOCITY.US. Fabulosity.us. This is August 10th, 2013 at the San Antonio Women's Club, 1717 San Pedro. From 6 p.m. to 7:25, there will be a social and the fashion show. It starts at 7:25 to 9 p.m. Tickets are $65. To know more information, contact Hilda De Hoyos at 210-323-3825 or saloondivas@yahoo.com. I want some fashion. Let's go to that fashion show. That's right. The House of Savoy will be there providing digital media services for the event. Be there and have some fun. Woo woo! Welcome back to the Katherine Symthe Show. We have been talking about the science community, that we can change our very DNA by the affirmations, the vibrations, the energy in the environment, and how it impacts our DNA as a whole is really changing our health and our mindset, and now they have medical research to confirm this. Wow. So first, our junk DNA that they threw out like 20 years ago is actually real DNA that really affects how we are. Now let's go a step further. The science community is now saying there's a worldwide collective consciousness that links all of us through something called the phantom DNA effect. Basically, at the fundamental level, our bodies, at the very core of our DNA, is pure energy. This conclusion was actually discovered 15 years ago by Russian molecular scientists. However, it was taken a step further by German scientists who have said that at the very core of the DNA strands within each human being is a so-called junk DNA that is creating a highly networked intelligence, a grid that enables hypercommunication of information between all sentient beings, known as the phantom DNA effect, creating a worldwide collective consciousness. Therefore, we are all connected to each other. So, okay, now there's a worldwide consciousness, and it's been proven medically that, for example, a person who has never been to college can tap into theories never thought of because it's on the information highway, the worldwide collective of the worldwide. Wow, that's kind of interesting right there. And now, based on how we are talking to ourselves, how we might talk to others, vibrations, frequencies, it's changing who we are. Wow, that's kind of deep. So you go up to somebody and say, hey, you look nice, or hey, you look ugly. The very vibration of those tones is setting off a feeling in that other person because of something called junk DNA that's based off of vibration that goes to the very core of our soul, that we're all energy. We're all one. Something to think about. What have you said to somebody today? Have you thought about how it might have affected them? How did you change their DNA today? when I was younger, that was way over 20 years ago, so don't even try to figure out how old I am. But a long time ago, I used to go to church and had experience with these so-called churches that they were like, oh, you can't be gay because God will condemn you to hell. Or you were abused, well, you obviously didn't pray hard enough. So I went, screw that. I'm not going to church. I have my own faith, blah, blah, blah. So for over 20 years, I didn't go to church. Till one day, my friend Sonia says to me, come with me and have a new experience. Sonia being my best friend, I went, okay, I'm game. And I went there, and oh my God, it was a life-changing event. This woman, Katrina, who is the Reverend, accepted me, understood me, and provided a loving knowledge of spirit to everybody that was there at the church. That's right. I went to the Center for Practical Spirituality right here in San Antonio. It's every Sunday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. They affirm that you will be a spiritually renewed, spiritually fed, spiritually replenished, and rejuvenated. It's your metaphysical and new thought solution. If somebody like me, who has not gone to church in over 20 years, can find a home there, so can you. Isn't it time that you find your home? The Center for Practical Spirituality is located at 202 Holland Avenue, San Antonio. The phone number is 210-201-3396, or you can go to the website www.c4, as in the number 4, ps.org. Every time I see that, I think of Star Wars, C4PS, or that little droid. But either way, find your home at the Center for Practical Spirituality. Welcome back as we are finishing up looking at and really spreading the news about this new discovery that's actually been around for a while, that words and vibrations and energy affects it, and we have this huge scientific breakdown of phantom DNA effect and worldwide consciousness and collective, and the scientific community acknowledge that our DNA is being shifted by the very power of our words and affirmations, and how we expose ourselves to music affect our behaviors and the worldwide collective. I personally have seen a living testimony of a man that was sick, and through every day of affirmation and changing energy frequencies and vibration became well. I have seen too many cases now of people determined to get better that have changed their life. I myself was once surrounded by negative people, and I was living, well, you can say that I was leaving life itself. I was living in this little world of darkness and people that were negative, and through some people that have become my best friends and other people that have come into my circles, through their love and their generosity and caring and showing me what it was like to be loved, and the very words of you are valued, you are special, you can impact, it changed my very life. And that's basically how the House of Savoy got started, was because I changed by the power of the words, how I associated myself with the vibrational frequencies and the energy that's around us. Now, with this discovery being out there, this is where you and I come in. How do you change your DNA? They're not saying you're going to become a mutant and you're going to morph into some blue person or turn into a Wolverine. What they're saying is that those DNA strands that are inside your body, telling you how to react, telling you how to live, how to be healthy, with the positiveness and the way you live your life with quality, can change your very being, your DNA, the spiritual self within you, being influenced by your environment, and what words are you surrounding yourself. So let me ask you today, when you looked yourself in the mirror or heard that little voice and did you say, hey, it's a good day, I'm a great friend, I'm going to work, I'm going to be productive? Or did you say, I can't say any swear words on air, stop. Man, I need to lose weight. I look like a fat little pig. Ooh, I can't believe I'm wearing this. Ooh, I don't want to wear that. You're ugly. Why don't you lose some weight? What's wrong with you? You see the tone difference there? Now you're telling yourself you are fat. So what are you going to do? You're going to do a self-fulfilling prophecy and go right out there and eat more food because your brain is telling you you're fat. So you're going to go out there and eat more food to prove the point. And then you try to get on these weight products and lose weight, and you can't because it starts with the soul, honey. It starts with the inner self. Or did you say, hey, I am going to have a great day, and you wind up having a great day? How are you talking to others? Hey, how you doing? Or, hey. Now, how inviting is that? What's the difference between, hey, how you doing? Hey. Excuse me, hay's for horses, and I'm Buffa, not a horse. That would be my reaction. So when we change our DNA, we're changing other people around us. Look what happens when a person is surrounded by a group of people that love them and support them. They become healthy. Changing your DNA starts with the ultimate secret. And I'm telling you for free, it starts with you. Being aware, empowering yourself. Isn't it time to change the future? And by the way, the future doesn't exist. So isn't it time to change today? Hasn't enough hatred occurred in this world? Enough bloodshed? Hasn't enough children died in the shadows of abuse? When you're like, well, those children survived. They went on to become adults. Yeah, but how many of them are stuck in their head with these negative little voices? Isn't it time to take the power of the collective with love? Could you imagine what 1 million words of love could do to the worldwide collective? Do you imagine how much energy that would be? Isn't it time to create a world of peace and love and tranquility and spirituality? Hate doesn't belong in this world. Love does. Think about that. And the world also starts with you. So think about that. How are you changing your DNA today? How are you going to change the world today through the words you say and how you interact and how you become? Isn't it time to embrace your destiny and change your DNA? Just some food for thought. I know this show has been very intense in looking at this discovery, but we felt that it was important to know, for you to know, you are valued, you are loved. And thank you to listening to the Katherine Symthe Show, produced by the House of SVOI. Thank you, and have a great day. If you need to contact the House of SVOI, like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/H in the House of SVOI, all capital letters, SVOI, or go to www.katherinesymthe.com. Symthe is spelled Symthe, or contact me at my phone number 210-897-8369. Thank you to our sponsors that have been out there supporting the House of SVOI, and to our new ally, Baylor IC Worldwide Media-TV. Thank you, and have a blessed evening, and I will talk to you next week on the Katherine Symthe Show.